In this video, I'll walk you through how I do SEO audits for fashion e-commerce brands. I'm going to take a random fashion brand and I'm going to uncover a bunch of opportunities they can go after to explode their organic traffic and revenue. I'm Tyler Nubach, the founder of SEO Align. I've helped dozens of fashion brands improve their organic traffic and revenue, including several multi-million-dollar brands. So please like this video to show me you're excited, and let's dive in. Okay, the example brand I'm going to use here is TLF Apparel. So they just sell gym clothing. And so I'm really going to break this down into kind of 4 phases of the SEO audit. There's going to be the technical audit, the keyword research, the on-page optimization, and the backlink analysis. So let's jump into the first part of this, which is a technical audit. So I have this template right here for a technical audit. And really what this is for is we're looking for any issues, opportunities that we can go after that are really going to help us improve where we're ranking for some keywords that are going to be really important for our brand. So really how this works, how I have my template set up, this is something that I built to make sure that I'm hitting all of the important technical pieces and then I don't miss anything that could be an issue with the website. So the first thing is website speed. So it's really important to make sure you have a good website speed. There's a bunch of different places that you can check your website speed, but I'll just head over to one of them that's really popular and we'll plug in their website. And what you'll see right away is that mobile, for the core web vitals, it failed. Desktop, it failed as well. But it's important to look at the different aspects of the assessment here. So if we scroll down, we can see performance is 34 on mobile, desktop at 79. And you can see where some of the issues are. First, contentful paint, largest contentful paint. That means that there's some things we can clean up to make this load quicker, to be better. So what I would really do, honestly, from here, I would say desktop is fine. 79 isn't amazing, but there's no glaring issues here. With mobile, there's a lot that could be cleaned up. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say desktop is optimized, mobile is not. And then we'll just keep going down the line, mobile friendly. So you can do this by just checking on a mobile device and just seeing if your website is mobile friendly. I did this before this video, and I know that it is mobile friendly, so we're good there. Google penalties. This is something you'll need access to the Google Search Console to check. But really what you're checking for is any manual actions. If there are not any manual actions, you can go ahead and switch this to optimized. If you have some, we'll go to not optimized, and that's going to be a huge priority that we'd want to go after. Moz spam score. So this is really looking at your backlinks, and it's looking at your backlinks, all the websites that are linking to you, and it's saying, is this a natural link profile or is this kind of spammy? And so we'll just go to Moz. And this is, you can do this for free. Just go to the free SEO tools, the domain analysis, and we'll plug in this URL. And we can scroll down and see spam score of 4%. This is a low spam score, so this is no problem at all. So I would be concerned if this was a little bit higher, maybe greater than 10%. It would be something I'd be a little bit concerned about, but we're good with 4%. I'll go ahead and put optimized. This next one is preferred version redirect. So what we're looking at here is we want to make sure that everything is pointing to one version of the website. So if I come over here, we can see we're at https://tlfapparel.com. If I type in www here and hit enter, it should redirect to the version without www. Enter. And it looks like it did. And if I take out the S, it should redirect to the S. Perfect. So it looks like we're good there. So we can go ahead and hit optimize. Indexability. What you'll do here is you'll just take this domain name. We will open up a Google search and we'll do site : the domain name, do a search, and we can see that the website is indexed. We have a bunch of different pages here. So that's good to know. We can go ahead and hit optimize. Canonicalization on category tags. So what this is referring to, if I come over to a collection page here, let's come over to tops. And if there are any categories, so like down here, if we switch over to blue, like we have categories of colors here. Really what we should see is, since this is a collection page, we should see that these are canonicalized over to the main version. So when we look at the code, so when we look at the code for this page, if we don't see that it's canonicalized, that could be an issue. I don't see a canonicalization in here. This could be an issue because really what's happening is this, when you have a filter on here, it's actually a different URL than when you don't have the filter on here. See, when I remove these, it actually changes the URL. And when you have multiple URLs that essentially look like the same page to Google, they all have the same title tag, the same collection title, you can run into keyword cannibalization issues, which can cause a lot of ranking issues. So definitely this is one that I want to take a look at. I'm going to go ahead and mark this not optimized because I think we're going to need some corrections on some of these pages to make sure everything is canonicalized. Very similar one, canonicalization on page numbers. So I'm going to come back over here and see if this one looks like they might not even have pages. Looks like there's just load more. So we're okay here, but you want to check page numbers. So like if you have different pages of products, instead of just having it be an infinite scroll type of page, you want to look at the secondary, third pages, all of that. Make sure they're canonicalized to that first version. Otherwise, you're going to run into some issues with ranking. So I'm going to go ahead and mark optimize. So URL structure now, if you're on Shopify, the URL structure is going to be very, very similar. They always do the domain name / and then if it's a collection, it'll be collections and then the name of the collection, or products and then the name of the product. And so really what you want here is you want it to be that first part that you don't have any control over. That'll be the beginning part of the URL. And then after that, you want it to be your main keyword. So in this case, they have their collection title as men's oversized fits. So that should be the URL here, and it looks like it is. So that's just really important to make sure your URL structure is set up in a way that is consistent across the board, which if you're on Shopify, works really well. But also you have your keyword in that URL. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this as optimized. Next one is a navigation. So this is really important. You want to make sure you have your menu navigation set up in a way that's helpful for SEO, but it's also helpful for user experience. So you want to have all of your most important SEO pages in the menu somewhere. And ideally that provides a good user experience too. If you have a ton of different category or collection pages, you're not going to be able to have them all in the menu, but try to have your most important SEO collection pages in the menu, because that's going to help you. It's going to help your SEO efforts quite a bit. Mark optimize. Duplicate product URLs. So this is if you have a product that is in multiple different collection pages, a lot of times what that'll do is it'll create different URLs for that product. So if I click on this one, it looks like this website isn't doing that. But really when you'll see that is it'll link from the collection page to the product. Instead of linking right to the product like this one is, it'll link to domain name, and then it will have the collection page / the individual product. And then what happens is if that product is in multiple collection pages, it'll do the same thing, but with that other collection page in the URL. And it's the same exact product, but it has different URLs. Ideally, you want it to be in a situation like this, where when you're on the collection page, you click over to the product, it links directly to the product. So that's something that's important. I'm going to go ahead and mark optimize for this one. And now this is more looking at individual pages. So I'm not going to go in depth with it in this video because I've got a lot to cover here, but you're going to want to look at each individual page, and you can use a tool like Screaming Frog to crawl the entire website and look for any sort of these issues within the individual pages. So you're looking for 301 redirects. You're looking for keyword targeting issues where pages aren't targeting keywords. You're looking for any 302 redirects. You shouldn't have any. Any redirect chains. You shouldn't have any chains of 301 redirects. You should always redirect to a specific page that is working. So that's an important piece. Look at duplicate title tags, duplicate meta descriptions, duplicate content. That's pretty easy to find when you do the full crawl. This one is something you can actually look at with SEMrush. So you're looking at any pages, you're looking at any 404 pages that have backlinks. If you have any of these, you want to make sure you redirect those pages, because those are providing SEO value. Those pages are, because you have backlinks to them, but because they're 404 pages, that's actually wiping out any value they would have provided. So what you want to do is 301 redirect those pages, and you'll actually get some of the value you're getting with those backlinks. So if I come over to SEMrush here, I'm going to plug in our website. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to backlinks, and I'm going to come to indexed pages, and I'm going to look at broken pages. And I have this sorted by the number of domains. And what we want to look at is any pages, any broken pages here. So that have domains that are linking to it. So we have one, it looks like this is a 404 page. Double check it too, because I'll open it up. Looks like it is a 404 page. So this has 9 different domains linking to it, and it's a 404 page, which means none of those backlinks are helping this brand. So they want to go in, they should really redirect this page to another one. And then you go down to the next one, another 404 page. So really go through this entire list, because some of these could be really, really good backlinks that they're not getting any value out of. So go through each one. You might have a ton, you might not have any, but I did this for another clothing brand that had over 100 backlinks pointing to 404 pages. And within a few weeks after we cleaned that up, we saw their traffic really, really take off. So it has a huge impact. So I would definitely recommend going through these to clean up any ones that you can. So in this case, I'm going to put this as not optimized. The rest of these are all like no index tags, canonicalization, page depth. You want to look at each individual page to see if there's any issues here. And I'll actually put together an in-depth technical SEO audit video to go through each of these pieces so that you can actually see what exactly to look at for each of these. But in this one, I kind of wanted to show you the general process of what are the things that we're looking at. Page experience analysis. So this is really, you're going to see this information in the Google Search Console, but that's very similar information when we did the page speed analysis, is you're seeing a lot of this information, and that's where it said we failed the core web vitals. That's very related to page experience. So you'll see this information in the Search Console too, but a lot of improving the page speed is actually going to be improving a lot of this page experience. And the last one is the link analysis, and this is what you really want to look at, where you're at with your authority in comparison to your competitors. And this is something I'm going to talk about this in a completely different section in this video. But things that are important is, one thing is making sure you have relevant backlinks, making sure the backlinks are high authority, make sure you're getting backlinks to the right pages, making sure your anchor text is natural. And then you're also looking at how many referring domains do you have in comparison to your competitors, and what type of link velocity do you have? You want to see that you're constantly getting new links, and it's not a situation where you got a bunch of links in the past, but now you're currently not getting links anymore, because that doesn't look good in the eyes of Google. Okay, now let's talk about the second section, which is identifying keywords to go after. This one's really kind of cool because I'm going to show you how you can find the most impactful keywords to go after. And again, I do have a full video on the keyword research by itself, but this one piece is really cool. So I'm going to come over to SEMrush. I have the domain name pulled in here. And if you click on this organic traffic number, we're going to see all of the keywords this brand is ranking for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter this to only show us keywords that are in position 2 through 15. And it's going to give us a list of 1,400 keywords. And I'm just going to export this entire list. Okay, so now I just went ahead and pasted that into a Google Sheet here, just a little bit easier for me to work with. And you're going to see a lot of really cool information here. You're going to see all of these keywords, about 1,400 keywords. You're going to see the position you're currently in, search volume, how many times that keyword gets searched per month, how difficult it is on a scale of 1 to 100 to rank for that keyword, how much people are paying per click in Google Ads, and then also the specific URL that is ranking for that keyword. So look at these keywords and identify your, top 10 keywords that you really want to go after. And the reason why these keywords are so important to go after is because you're really close on these keywords. You're in position 2 through 15. In this case, position 2 for gym clothes for women. And what we know is the click-through rate for position number 1 versus any other position in Google is drastically higher. And so getting to position number 1 is so important. So these keywords are really, really close as is, and all you need to do is optimize them a little bit to get them to show up a little bit higher, and you're going to really improve your traffic. Where if you try to go after a brand new keyword that you're not ranking for, it's going to take a ton more effort to get there. So this is super important. Make sure you're targeting these keywords first, because you're going to be able to get the best results as fast as possible. So just look through these and really try to find your first set of keywords that you want to target. Maybe your top 5, top 10 keywords you really want to go after, and really zone in on those and really try to figure out how you can improve your rankings to be number 1 for all of those keywords. And then when you get there, when you're number 1, you can replace that keyword with a different keyword and go after other keywords. So this is how you want to approach this, so that you're not going after everything at once, because you're just not going to make enough progress that way. You really need to have a focus on a few different keywords and really kind of go from there. Okay, let's talk about the third part of this audit, which is going to be the on-page optimization. So now let's say we have our keywords picked out. Let's say this is a keyword, this is a keyword, and this is a keyword. We'll say these are our first 3 keywords that we really want to focus on. And now what you want to do is you want to go to the URL that's ranking for that keyword. And you want to figure out, okay, we are currently number 2 for this keyword. How do we get to number 1? And the best way to do that is to make the page more relevant for that keyword. So we have the collection title, overstock sale, women's gym clothes. So this almost looks like this is not an ideal page we would want to be ranking for this keyword, because these are all final sale products. We'd want a more permanent page to be ranking for this keyword. But anyway, that's something that's really important to look at. You also want to look at the collection title, which we have women's gym clothes, which is perfect. Again, I wouldn't want this overstock sale part in here, but we have the main keyword in the title, which is important. We want the title tag to not just be the URL. We want that to actually be the specific keyword that we're going after. So an ideal title tag would be women's gym clothes dash TLF apparel. So you really want the title tag, collection title, to have your most important keyword, but you also want it to be in the meta description and then also the collection description if you have one. If I scroll down, it looks like they have their collection description down here. So you want to make sure you have women's gym clothes in that collection description as well. So making these updates, I think they could pretty easily get to number 1 for this keyword. But again, I'd want to look at, is this a page you really want to be number 1 for that keyword, or do you want to go after a page where it makes a little bit more sense? So again, you need to be thinking about a lot of different things to have everything come together, but really make sure the keyword is in the title tag, the collection title, the meta description, and the collection description. Okay, and then the last section of this audit that I want to talk about is the backlink analysis. So a backlink is whenever a website is pointing a link over to your website. And the reason why we look at this is because it's so important. It's a really big ranking factor. You want to get as many relevant and high quality backlinks as you can. And it has a really big impact on rankings. So what you want to do is come over to SEMrush. I want to come over to the domain overview, and I'm just going to have TLF apparel in there again. And I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to keep this one open. And what we want to do is we want to look at the competitors for this website. And if I scroll down here, I can see main organic competitors, because your ranking competitors in Google are not always going to be the same as your business competitors, because we're talking about outranking other websites. So it's really important that we're identifying those keywords. And we can see right here, these are our main organic competitors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these websites and paste them into our backlink gap analysis. I'm just going to take 3 competitors, and I'm going to click Find Prospects. And what this is going to do is this is going to show us all of the potential backlink opportunities that we have that our competitors are taking advantage of that we're not. So the first place we want to look is this Best tab. So what this is going to show us is websites that are linking to all of our competitors but aren't linking to us. And so if they're linking to our main competitors, then we should really be getting a link from them. So export this list and just try to find opportunities to get links from these websites. Depending on how big your competitors are and how big you are, you might have a lot of different opportunities that are going to keep you busy for a long time, which is a good thing because you want to build your authority. You want to get as many links as possible. But if you don't have a ton of different opportunities here, you can come to the all category, and what it's going to do is this is going to give you all of the websites that are linking to any one of your competitors, including you. And you can just remove you from this list. And then what it's going to do is you can look at any of the domains that are linking to any one of your competitors and really try to work from that list and try to find good opportunities to go after. And you're looking for either a well-known publication that has a lot of authority themselves, or a relevant blogger that's going to help, that you'd be able to get a link from, that would help build your authority that way. So you can find a ton of different opportunities here. Like this list is almost 13,000. And the best one, we have 6,000. So there's so many opportunities to go after here. Just export this list. It's going to take some manual work to look at, to weed out the bad links that the bad websites that you wouldn't want to link from. But you're going to find a lot of really good websites. And it's just a matter of coming up with the angle of how you can get a link from them. That's probably going to be that's probably the most impactful task you can work on, because site authority is so important. So this is a really good way to see this gap of what are the websites that are linking to your competitors that aren't linking to you, and then you can find those and try to take advantage of those opportunities. If you follow this exact process that I just went over with your own fashion brand, I guarantee you're going to find some amazing opportunities to go after to really help you take your organic traffic and revenue to the next level. And if you want to skip the learning curve, you could just have me help you instead. Just head over to SEOalign.com to schedule a call to see if we'd be a good fit to work together. I also put together a fashion SEO checklist that goes over everything you need to rank for your most important keywords. I'll leave a link in the description where you can grab that checklist for free. If you got value out of this, please like this video and subscribe for more fashion SEO videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.